And welcome back, Firewood addicts, to another episode of Travis Does Firewood. Today, as you saw me gear up, we're gonna get some firewood. Let's do it. I'm part of a local Buy Nothing group in my neighborhood, and with them I reach out and offer free firewood for people who are in dire need, as well as to take donations from people with money to help pay for the firewood that I donate, just to be charitable, and or to if someone is in my neighborhood and they're not wanting charity but in need of firewood, I'll work out with them in terms of like a payment plan, etc. You saw this in the community service episode that I did a while ago. So within that group, one person reached out to me saying that her friend who lives in the next town over just got a tree cut down. She has no clue what the tree is, doesn't want it, doesn't need it, and she knows that I do good in the community with wood, and I know in sell firewood, and asked me if I would want it. So she put me in contact with the woman. I was supposed to go there yesterday, which is Monday. Today's Tuesday, and it was a miscommunication. And anyway, I'm on the way to her house now. I sent the picture that she took of the wood to my friend arborist Paul, and he confirmed that it was Douglas fir, which is not too bad. I got a lot of that last summer that I sold a bunch of this past cold season, and it sold very well. It's wood that I would be fine with burning in my own wood stove, being a conifer, a softer wood, but definitely good for the firewood stand, and if it's bulk enough to potentially sell in the ICB tote. So with the pictures, it looks like they're bigger rounds, so I'm gonna use, I got both chainsaws with me, I have all my gear. I'm gonna be quartering up the rounds and putting them in the dump trailer. What trailer, huh? Yeah, I didn't buy one yet. Again, I'm borrowing my dad's dump trailer, and I hate borrowing things. I'm not sure if you're like me. I just hate to borrow things. I hate renting things. If I need something, I want to just buy it and not have to worry about it. But a new dump trailer is not on the cards yet. I don't want to do like a heavy financing on it, so that's just me personally. And so I'm borrowing my dad's dump trailer. Luckily, it was more or less empty, so able to use that today, which I'm grateful for. So hopefully this will be a one-trip thing. I don't think this will take very long, I hope, because I need to be back in town to pick up my daughter from school. Today was another snow day. It was 2 hours delay because it snowed, and people here, when it snows, people freak out. It's nuts. Like there's some like dusting of snow. Oh, school canceled. So anyway, she's at school now, but I need to be back in a few hours to go pick her up. So I'm gonna ask the lady if I can film, and so we'll try out the Pinkway again first, and go from there, and then we'll hopefully bring back some good wood for the firewood stand. Warning: what you're about to see is dangerous and should never be tried at home. Viewer discretion is advised. Yeah, so as I was prepping to gear up to go to this offsite job to get this fir, in a haste, I forgot my chaps, and I forgot my helmet that has a screen on it. Luckily, I had a pair of earmuffs in my milk carton of straps and some tools in the back of the truck, so I had ear protection. So if you see me squinting throughout the video as I'm chainsawing and bucking up or having noodle, not necessarily bucking, but noodling, it's because I didn't have eye protection. So don't do what I did. I was 20 minutes away from home, above the trailer, and I was already strapped for time, and I didn't have too much time to go there, noodle, to split up the rounds into smaller chunks that I could manage. And I remembered them in the morning, and then in the garage shop I forgot the chaps. So do not run a chainsaw without chaps. You need chaps, and you need eye and ear protection when you're running a chainsaw. It's just not worth a slip, and then you're injured for life, perhaps. So just be safe. So as you see, I'm kind of going with my metal wedge episode of using the chainsaw to dig in maybe like 1 bar width into the round, and then using a metal wedge to split the rest. Thinking that would be faster, easier on the saws, so I'm not having to go through so much fuel and having to sharpen them as frequently. And then a little bit more work on the body, but the similar work that you would use when you're using the axe to split the wood, or your maul, regardless. So, but as you see throughout this, me going into these massive rounds, these rounds were big and not cut at 16. They were all over the place, from like maybe 12 to 22. So the 22 ones I'll use for the bonfire racks. The ones that are smaller I'll use for cookies to sell in the totes, and the ones that are more or less at 16 I will sell regular at the firewood stand. So there's no one way to take a big round and to cut it up to decrease the size so it's more manageable. It's however you want to do it as you're doing firewood. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna watch this and be like, oh, this is cringeworthy, or they're gonna shake their heads and maybe give me a thumbs down. But this is just, and then using my metal wedges to split them. Now, these massive rounds of fir, a lot of knots in them, so doing it that way to cut and then use the metal wedge to pound in didn't really work all the time, because the knots were so stringy and they wanted to not come apart easily. If there was more straight grained, the metal wedges would have worked a lot better and a lot faster. There was a lot of turning off the saw and turning it on, turning it on, turning it off, having to run the saw, turning it off, and then using the metal wedges, bang, bang, bang. But it's just an example of what you could do. I'm not saying this is what I should have done, or this is my only way of doing it. I noticed that the Pinkway 63ACG was a lot sharper than my Husqvarna 460. We all know or assume that the 460 has more power than the Pinkway, but it does go with the chain. The chain sharpens with every cat clawed and having a nice gullet, with rakers just taking down a little bit, enough so it's not too aggressive and it won't pull on you too bad. So yeah, so throughout this episode, as you see me doing this, it's just in waves. That, and I am having to rip them down so small because right next to me is a fence, and I'm able to throw the pieces over the fence, and the other side is where the trailer is, and then I can load the trailer. Whereas I could have used a hand cart or hand truck or wheelbarrow, put the bigger rounds that maybe were like in quarters into that, and use that to wheel to the entrance of the fence and then around to my trailer. It may have been a wash of how much time it took me to noodle and to use the metal wedges to split these rounds into manageable pieces, where I could literally have to push them over my head and over the fence, as opposed to loading them in a wheelbarrow with the chunks being smaller, and then around with the wheelbarrow to the fence to the truck. So I'm not sure which one was more time effective. I'm not sure what method would have been taken more energy or less energy on my end for my body. I do know that I was there for 2 hours and I was trying to go fast, and so I'm tired even at 2 hours. But I do know when using a chainsaw and wanting to process wood to get it from one yard to the next, or from job site to your own wood yard or backyard, I know we're on a rush to get it done as soon as possible because time's never on our side. but just be careful. If you're in a rush, things could happen. And when you're in a rush and you're getting tired, things can happen. You need to be alert and eyes wide open and make sure that you are safe, and then your equipment is safe. So number one is your safety. Number two would be your equipment. So free wood is not worth getting injured. So those are my PSA for the day. So I guess that's as you're watching this episode and me getting in this wood, yeah. Alright, let's go check out the haul for today. This is what we got. Again, this is all fur, and these were some big rounds. So, and I wish I had more time to kind of scope out and show you what all the wood was available, but I got there later in the morning, way later than I wanted to, and it only had about 2 hours worth of time to noodle and to split these massive rounds into manageable pieces so I can throw them over the fence and then on the ground and then load them. So the trailer was fairly full. You saw it just now when the barn doors opened. Definitely, I would say, I don't know, it's really difficult for me, and I'm sure a lot of you too, to judge round form or even these bigger split form, how much wood volume wise, cordage wise it would be. I do know that the trailer was more or less like half full, I would say. So it's gonna be, I would say, this stacked, this 5x8, the stacked to the top of the sideboards there, is gonna be stacked, is a full cord. It's when it's full stacked, not loosely thrown but stacked. So this is half. So that was half, more or less stacked. So I'm gonna say this is going to be at least 1/3 of a cord. And like I said, some of these pieces are smaller. That will go in the smaller chunk bin, and there's like some longer pieces. Let's see if we can find a longer piece. That one right there is at like 22. So that's what go for the bonfire. There's a long one too, like 24 inches. And there's a lot of knots in this stuff because it was so big. And check out this bark. I mean, the bark on here is like super, it's like uber thick. Look at that bark, super thick in places. Even that one there. Look at this. Look at that, super thick bark. It's crazy. Look at this branch right here coming through. It's a massive branch. God, yeah, that was really fun to cut into on that one. Jeez, yeah, the piece here for bonfire wood. So some good wood here, and I was concerned about my firewood stand having enough wood for, I don't know, like maybe late summer into fall. So I wanted to get this first load processed yesterday, and well, that didn't happen. So now I have even more wood in the yard to take care of, so it's going to be double time on the wood. There's always things to do in the wood yard, but as a firewood addict, you crave it You crave splitting. You crave that smell of sawdust. You crave the smell of sawdust and bar oil. Isn't that a pleasant smell? It's almost on par with the smell of cedar. Like, that's an amazing smell. You crave the wood chips hitting your leg as you're just going into a round. You crave the feel of a wood-handled axe in your hand when you're ready to split a piece in half. Yeah, there's nothing like it, folks. There's nothing like it. It's awesome. It's a great feeling to be a firewood addict. And today, it snowed this morning, and then the snow went away, as you see. Like, this is crazy weather right now in the Seattle area. Like, what is this, like late February? I don't know. So, I'm gonna see if I can coordinate with this person. I can pick up more wood hopefully as soon as tomorrow. She was kind of unimpressed that I couldn't take it all today. But I don't think that people, when they get a tree taken down, how much wood is there until it's taken away in these more manageable pieces. It's just, yeah, it's going to be several loads, and I don't want to be the one to say, yeah, I'll take it all, and then like next day, oh yeah, I can't, and then have her like high and dry or having to find someone else. Especially when this was a referral, someone who I live close by referred me to this woman saying that were available, and I don't want to make a bad name for the friend of hers who has this wood, because I ghosted her, that thing. That, and when you have free wood available, you take it. You make time, you take it. Even though I have this wood here, but now I have more, so now I have more wood to process, which is fine. I will find room for it. I will find time to process it. There was one more thing I wanted to add. I forgot what I was going to say. When I'm using the chainsaw or the splitter, sometimes like my mind wanders and I think about things that I want to bring up in the episode, and then so I can kind of arrange how this is going to flow. This is not rehearsed. I don't, in the mornings, like write a script for me to write. This is all ad hoc. I have ideas for episodes and ideas of things to say, but as it's flowing, it's flowing. So I got a comment the other day on the channel saying that it sounds rehearsed, and they were upset about that. I don't know of a YouTuber who in terms of outdoor activity, that it's rehearsed or scripted. I don't think that exists. We don't have time for that. I'd rather be splitting wood than having to write down what I'm going to say. No. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. So this is the wood. I just asked my dad if I can borrow his trailer again for a few more days. He said yes. So I am grateful for that, so I can pick up the rest of this wood. I don't like to go too far away when it comes to free wood, but it's in the next town over. It's only like 15 minutes away. It's not too bad. So if I can bring home like a trailer worth of wood each day, two maybe pushing it in terms of time, and then if I have 2 trailer loads worth of wood, it's going to be a lot. Oh, I remember what I'm going to tell you. For example, you're on a site, you're at someone's home, and they have rounds. They have wood available that will just split, or sorry, will just dropped and bucked up into rounds. What I would do most of the time, I would only noodle or prepare the rounds that you know that you can take that day or that moment, and not do all of it one time, and then when it's done, then you haul it away or whatever. I would prepare in these small chunks enough for that load only, because things can happen. This did not happen to me, or maybe it has one time, where I prepared and split up noodled all the rounds available at a site, and something happened and I couldn't get back there, and so all that work was given to someone else, and that kind of sucked. One time I got to a site and someone had already split like a large portion of the rounds, and they were MIA. And so the person who was there was like, yeah, they did all this work, and now you can have the wood. So I benefited from the fruit of someone else's labor, which is great, which is fine, but I don't want you all to work harder than necessary. Work only as hard as you need to, and then if you need to come back, you come back, work a little more with your wedges or with your bar, to noodle into these manageable pieces so you can haul them away either in your truck or your flatbed trailer, your dump trailer, whatever you have available. But don't let your effort and labor go to waste. Save yourself, your body, and your health. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, one more thing. The Firewood Addicts podcast series is starting soon. I currently have 4 people who volunteered their time to be interviewed by me, and I will be getting out an episode of the first interview as soon as, I'm thinking, I don't know, this Friday or this weekend. I'm still not sure the cadence of it, if it's going to be in lieu of one of my regular episodes or in addition to. I'm not sure. If it's going to be addition to, then we'll have 4 episodes of this channel coming at you each week. How about that? What do you think, folks? Would that be awesome? You want 4 or you want 3? I think you're going to say 4, so let me see if we can do 4. Maybe pushing it. I'm working with my buddy Jonathan over at Rex Design to get a new logo for the Firewood Addicts prepared for us. And then after the logo is ready to go, then we'll have stickers. Firewood Addict stickers for you to purchase if you would like to, or people who volunteer their time to be interviewed by me on this channel will get their very own Firewood Addict sticker, as well as a sticker from my channel, Charles Firewood, as well with my logo to put on, I don't know, your notebook, your car, your bumper sticker, your window, wherever you want to put it. It's yours. So, okay, last thing, yeah. So thank you. I'm super excited about that series. I hope it will take off, and that is helpful for us to share knowledge, because a lot of us are just people. We're just folks who like firewood. Most of us are not professionals, so whatever we have learned through our time or experiences, maybe we've run a chainsaw since we were, I don't know, 13 years old. Maybe we just picked up a chainsaw or an axe maybe last year or last month, and we have some knowledge, but we want to expand upon it. Or we have some knowledge and we want to share that, some insights, some best practices. So, like, coming at you soon, Firewood Addicts podcast series coming up soon on this channel. Stay tuned. All right, I'll stop there. Thank you for tuning in.
I appreciate it.
Until next time, stay safe, keep cutting, and have a good one. Cheers.